Right then, let's talk about pyramid schemes. They are the financial equivalent of a seagull stealing your chips. It happens fast, you feel a bit silly, and you're left with absolutely nothing. These schemes have been around for a shockingly long time, preying on our universal desire to get rich without having to, do any actual difficult work. The whole rotten enterprise started more or less with a fabulously mustachioed Italian chap in the 1920s named Charles Ponzi. His scheme wasn't technically a pyramid, but it was its spiritual grandfather, promising investors an absurd 50% return in just 45 days. He paid early investors with money from newer ones, creating a temporary illusion of success before the whole thing inevitably and spectacularly imploded. Ponzi's ghost still haunts us today, but his ideas were perfected and given a new, more geometric name: the pyramid scheme. The structure is seductively simple. One person at the top recruits a few people, who then have to recruit their own tier of people below them, and so on. Each new recruit has to pay a fee to join, and that money flows upwards to the people at the top. It's a bit like a family tree, except instead of passing on a love for bad jumpers, you're just passing on debt and disappointment. The maths is brutal and unavoidable. For everyone at the top to make money, a massive number of people at the bottom must lose everything. It's not a business model, it's a mathematical certainty of failure for the masses. This brings us to their clever, legally ambiguous cousin multi-level marketing, or MLM. MLMs popped up around the 1930s and really took off after the Second World War with companies like Amway. They look like legitimate businesses because they often involve selling a product, whether it's vitamins, essential oils, or leggings with inexplicably loud patterns. But here's the rub: the real money isn't made by selling products to your neighbors. No, the real money is made by recruiting other people to become distributors, who then have to buy a starter kit and maintain a certain level of product inventory. Suddenly, your garage is full of unsold protein shakes, and your main job is desperately trying to sign up your friends and family. The line between a legitimate MLM and an illegal pyramid scheme is blurrier than a photo of Bigfoot. In 1978, a landmark case against Amway decided they weren't a pyramid scheme, a ruling that opened the floodgates for countless similar companies. Why? Because a small portion of their revenue came from actual retail sales. This decision, bolstered by politicians who were, and this is true, speaking at their conventions, allowed the MLM industry to flourish for decades. They thrived during times of economic hardship, offering a dream of financial independence that, for the vast majority, turns into a nightmare of credit card debt and strained relationships. It's a system designed to fail almost everyone who joins. Fast forward to today, 2025, and you might think we've wised up. You would be wrong. So very, very wrong. The grifters haven't gone away, they've just logged on. Modern pyramid schemes now come wrapped in the shiny, confusing packaging of cryptocurrency and AI trading bots. In 2024, the SEC froze $60 million in assets from a scheme that promised investors a ridiculous 13.5% return per month from a magical crypto bot. The bot, and you may be shocked to hear this, did not exist. The returns were just money being shuffled from new victims to slightly less new victims to keep the illusion going. It's the same old trick, just with more tech jargon to bamboozle you. And it's a global problem. In Argentina, which has been going through a severe economic crisis, a series of scams dubbed the Ponzi-demia has run rampant. One particularly brazen scheme, a fake crypto app called Rainbow X, promised a 2% return daily. That's not a business plan, that's a cry for help. Residents of one town lost a collective $49 million. To make it all seem legitimate, the scammers even hired actors to pose as company executives. It's like a terrible corporate theater production where the only thing the audience gets is financial ruin. It even got political, with the country's own president, Javier Milei, promoting a platform called CoinX that is now, surprise, surprise, under investigation for fraud. Meanwhile, the classic MLM model is still chugging along, causing just as much damage. Take Iovia, an MLM that the Federal Trade Commission finally took action against this year, accusing it of bilking customers out of a staggering $1.2 billion. This lawsuit came after warnings from 21 different international agencies, which gives you an idea of how widespread the damage was. The company's products were, as is so often the case, secondary to its recruitment drive. The focus was always on signing up more people, getting them to buy into the dream, and then leaving them high and dry when the promises of a six-figure income failed to materialize. The devastating truth is that almost nobody wins in these systems. Study after study has shown that the overwhelming majority of people who join an MLM, we're talking 99% in some cases, lose money. A Canadian study of Mary Kay distributors found that 85% of them made no sales at all. An analysis of Amway participants found the average person lost nearly $1,000 a year. These companies boast about their billions in sales, but that figure is wildly misleading. It's not sales to the public, it's distributors being forced to buy products themselves to qualify for commissions. They aren't customers, they are the product. So, how do you avoid falling into one of these financial sinkholes? Thankfully, pyramid schemes and sketchy MLMs have some pretty obvious red flags, and they tend to wave them around like they're trying to land a 747. The first and biggest is the promise of guaranteed high returns, with little to no risk. If someone is promising you 13.5% monthly, or 2% daily, you shouldn't walk away. You should run. Legitimate investments simply do not work like that. They involve risk, and their returns are never, ever guaranteed. If it sounds too good to be true, it's because it is a lie. A big, fat, wallet-emptying lie. The next giant flashing warning sign is an overwhelming emphasis on recruitment. Pay close attention during the sales pitch. Are they talking more about the amazing product or the life-changing opportunity to make money by signing up your friends, family, and that weird neighbor you try to avoid? If the presentation is all about building your downline and earning commissions from the people you recruit, you're not in a sales meeting, you're at a pyramid scheme audition. A real business focuses on selling its products or services to actual customers, not just endlessly recruiting more salespeople. Another classic tell is the lack of a genuine product or service. Or, if there is a product, it's often overpriced, of dubious quality, or completely secondary to the recruitment opportunity. Ask yourself, would anyone buy this product if it weren't attached to a money-making scheme? If the answer is no, then the product is just a prop. It's the cover story to make the scheme look like a legitimate business. Similarly, be wary of complex commission structures that are impossible to understand. If you need a PhD in theoretical mathematics to figure out how you get paid, it's probably designed to confuse you while they empty your pockets. Finally, watch out for high-pressure tactics. Scammers create a sense of urgency to stop you from thinking clearly or doing your own research. They'll tell you it's a limited-time opportunity, or that you have to get in on the ground floor before it's too late. They might host flashy, high-energy seminars designed to whip up excitement and encourage emotional decisions. Any legitimate business opportunity will still be there tomorrow. If someone is pressuring you to sign up and hand over money on the spot, the only thing you should hand them is a firm no, thank you, before blocking their number. So, what can we do about this mess? It feels hopeless, but it isn't. The first, most crucial step is to report these schemes. If you suspect you've been targeted by a pyramid scheme, tell someone. In the US, you can report it to the Federal Trade Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission. These agencies have the power to investigate, freeze assets, and shut these operations down. It might feel like shouting into the void, but these reports are essential. They create a paper trail that helps authorities build cases against these crooks. Think of it as your civic duty to protect others from falling into the same trap. Accountability is possible, even if it feels rare. We've seen high-profile scammers face justice. Bernie Madoff, the king of the Ponzi scheme, was sentenced to 150 years in prison. While most pyramid scheme operators don't reach that level of infamy, regulators can and do go after them. The problem is that the MLM industry, in particular, has spent decades and millions of pounds lobbying politicians to weaken regulations. They've funded think tanks and political campaigns, creating a friendly environment where they can operate in a gray area of the law. This political influence is a massive roadblock to meaningful consumer protection. There have been some positive shifts. Under the Biden administration, the FTC started taking a harder look at the MLM industry's deceptive income claims. However, politics is a pendulum, and the current Trump administration is reportedly working to dismantle many of those regulatory efforts. This highlights the urgent need for robust, permanent laws that clearly define and outlaw pyramid schemes in all their forms, without the loopholes that MLMs currently exploit. We can't rely on the goodwill of whichever administration is in power. We need solid rules that protect consumers, period. Ultimately, our best defense is knowledge. The more people understand how these schemes work, the fewer victims there will be. We need to talk about it openly without shaming the people who fall for it. These scams are designed by experts in psychological manipulation. Investigative journalism and books like Bridget Reed's 2025 expose, Little Bosses Everywhere, are vital for shining a light into the industry's darkest corners. So, stay skeptical, question everything, and if a friend tries to recruit you into an amazing opportunity over coffee, maybe just offer to pay for the coffee and gently suggest they watch an episode of this show. It could be the best investment they ever make.